Today, we're going to be opening 3 boxes of BT08, 60 packs that are filled with potential. We're looking for the one PR. Are we going to get it? Let's find out. Hey everybody, welcome back to Decks and Bytes. Today, we're going to be opening 3 boxes of BT08. This comes from a game called Battle of Talingchan. This is currently a Thai made and developed game only, so it's made and developed in Thailand exclusively. So why do I care and why do I want to watch this if I'm an English speaker? Because all of the cards are in Thai. I would say for myself, it's always good to see and play other types of games because it allows you to get a different perspective as a TCG player, or you just want to find out more about unique games that you may not known had existed before. Which is why I started playing this game. I was out and about in Thailand and it kind of piqued my interest. I didn't know or understand Thai at all, but kind of just was curious about it. I met someone that was also curious about it. And so we decided to go and give it a try at a Learn to Play event. Their shop owner was very gracefully enough to teach us how to play the game. We ended up playing an event that night. And then from there, I was able to meet more players and be introduced to more shops. Through that, organically, I just grew as a player and to the point where I was actually able to win a local event. There's a lot of positive things, but I would say one of the best things about this game is the community. The community is so welcoming, so supportive. This is one of the rare games I can honestly say that the developers put the player base first. They try to attract the casual player by making the game somewhat easier to learn. They also try to attract the competitive player by making the game and the mechanics somewhat hard to master and allow the freedom to deck build. But also the collector by including SECs and promos. So if you go to a local event and you win it, you're able to get exclusive promos. Or if you open boxes, you're guaranteed to get at least one SEC that has somewhat of some value. My hope by opening these boxes today is to really highlight the art and offer a different perspective when it comes to TCGs. So without further ado, I would like to get into this. Hopefully we hit the paper rare. That's the card that I personally want. It's not the highest valued card. I think the paper rare, it looks the best, the way that it's designed and outlined. And it also, in my opinion, is just the coolest looking card. Let's go ahead and get into this. And at the end, I'll break down all of the box hits and, highlight what we actually got. The first pack I'm going to open, I'm going to kind of show each common, but then after that, there's no real reason to continue because the commons are going to become repetitive. So I'm going to kind of take off the 4 top cards and stack them, and then we'll go from there. I really appreciate just everything that I've already mentioned. Developing team, to the player base, to the shop owners. I just think that this game is really something special. And having played so many TCGs over the years, this one definitely offers a lot of variety and just a change of pace, and overall is an amazing game. So first pack Magic. Let's see if we can get the SEC in this first pack. So as I said, these first 4 cards will always be commons. So these are avatars right here. These is a normal Magic card, all the blue, and it's all color coordinated. So the red is always going to be avatar, the blue is always going to be Magic, the yellow is always going to be a construct. So depending on what color, it automatically indicates what kind of type of card you're going to get. And then this right here indicates what kind of Magic it's going to be. And then this is right here also tells you what type. So this is normal Magic. So then we got some more avatars. And as I said, the artwork on this particular game is, I would say, better than most. I have played some mini TCGs and the artwork may have not been the greatest, but it just offers a uniqueness that is unlike any other TCG that I've played. So this is our first rare, and how you see that is you're going to look right here in the bottom, and this right here is color coordinated. So blue is a rare, and also by the gold foiling, if you can see. So the foiling plus down here the symbol, where if we look at this one right here, this is a right here, it's going to be kind of a gray. That's a common. So we hit our first rare right there. This is going to be a construct because it's yellow. These are all common avatars. And then the last card will always be the rare SR, UR, or SEC. So this is going to be an avatar because we already can see it's red. And then we come here and that is a rare, another rare. So we're going to put that right here. I'm going to just space these out so that we can kind of see all of our hits. So this right here is another type of card, which is a life card. If you've ever played One Piece, where you take life away, this is another type of card, which is a life card. And this right here is the ability down here. So the way that you win this game is through hitting someone's life, which gives them an advantage on their next turn, whatever this text says. And then you have to hit 5 life cards and then hit the person one more time. So after you hit them, then you flip over. So they're all flipped over. You flip it and then you get this ability. So this is a common life. As you can see, the 3 different color waves. So then we're going to come here and then we're going to come here. So let's see what we got here. Okay, it's looking good. Okay, wow. Okay, so just due to personal reasons, this was the card I really wanted. And plus the deck I'm trying to build needs this card. And so for personal reasons, I was really hoping to get this card. It's not the most valuable card in the set, but for me personally, it helps me deck build. And also my friend is the one that drew this. And so because I know the artist and it helps me build the deck, that's my personal bias for this, getting this card. Absolutely massive hit. And I'm really happy that we got that one, that particular card. That's our hit of the box. But we still got some SRs and URs that we can get. Wow, I'm so happy and thankful that we got that card out of all the rest. Just because, as I mentioned, just personal reasons, that was the whole reason I bought these boxes, was mainly to get that card. So as I've already said, I'm going to kind of go through these a little bit faster just because we already know that they're all going to be commons. And then this one is going to be another rare. So now here is our magic stack. So we already know that these are commons. And then for our hit, okay, so this right here is going to be, as you can indicate right here, this is the SR. So our first SR is right there. Then we're going to go right here. And then, wow, we got our next SR. So that's our second SR. We haven't hit any URs yet, so we're searching for those. There is, even if it's not the SEC or the alternate art, even if it's not that, then you can still hit some really good cards through the SRs and URs and even some of the rares. And also, there's a lot of playability with the cards, even if they're not the big hits. The rares and the commons still have some value and also are playable. So here's another rare. And then we have another rare. So, as I already mentioned, normal magic. And then we have these. And then this is normal. And we have another rare. Another rare. Two distinct features when it comes to the artwork. The first is going to be on Thai culture, because this is a Thai produced game. There's a lot of focus and also attention to the Thai culture and things that make sense if you're from Thailand or grew up in Thailand. But that doesn't mean that they're exclusive to just Thailand. There's cards that are within the sets are just culture in general related to, most people would know if you know anything about whatever their particular is. So an example that I would give is like Christopher Columbus. That's not something necessarily related to Thai culture, or something like John Wick, where it's not necessarily directly related to Thai culture, but culturally people know who John Wick is. So we're going through this, and as I said, the artwork is just absolutely it's unique in its own way, and it's unlike any other TCG artwork that I've seen. It has its own unique style, and I do appreciate that they allow local and up-and-coming artists to be involved in their game. As I already kind of talked about with my friend with that card, she's the one that did that. So then we have normal magic, and then we have this. Here we have our next hit, which is our next UR. Yay! So if you look at this, you can, as I already mentioned, the foiling gets a little bit more in depth, and you can identify the cards very easily based off the rarity just by seeing either the symbol here or just seeing the way that the card is outlined. So this right here, one thing I was going to point out is this is normal magic right here, but this is called reactive magic. So when the criteria is met down here, this right here is a way that you can then react to it. So it's like a spell, but the criteria has to be met for you to play it. You just can't play it like normal magic or a normal spell. So then, like I said, the uniqueness right here of this card and the artwork. And then you have this, and then we're going to have our next SR, which is our last one, which is a construct. So we're going to put that there. We're still looking for one more UR. The deck that I'm currently looking at building is a warrior deck, which is what this is all about. This whole kind of booster box is centered around warriors. So, and then this is going to be our next type kind of spell or magic, which is kind of an equipment piece. So this is some type of equipment that does this effect right here. And then we got our hit, which just happened to be the next type. And this is going to be our UR. This is a extremely sought after card right here. This is the land area. So it kind of looks like a mountain. That's the land card. So this is another very sought after UR. This card is very good. Another thing about this game that's unique is that there's this one that says only number 1. And if it has that symbol on it, that means that you can only put one in your deck. So every deck can only be made up of one of these cards, only number 1 cards. So you can only have one in your whole entire deck. So, which makes these cards stronger, but also restrictive because you can only have one. So then this right here, like I said, maybe not something that directly correlates to Thai culture, but just culture in general. So they use ideas from culture as a whole. Then we got our next rare, it's reactive. This right here is, this goes to it's King Arthur. So that's another example of just culture relevant. See, where it's King Arthur isn't necessarily directly related to Thai culture, but is just something related to culture in general. So we got this, and then we got another rare. So as you can see also that there's different types of avatars. So depending on the type of avatar you get will depend on sometimes different abilities. Another good card. This is the card I'm looking forward. I'm trying to build the Green Warrior, so that helps me. For our last card, we got another rare right here. All right, next we're going to open the second box. This time we're going to move a little bit quicker, and we're just going to focus on the highlights of each pack. Still looking for that paper rare, even though we did get that massive hit last box. Okay, so here we go. Box 2. Common. So I said we're going to go through these commons. We're going to go right here. We got our rare. Construct. Another rare. Another rare. Which rares are still good. It's just because you get some rares doesn't mean that it doesn't have any value, because the rares are very essential to the gameplay of this. So are the commons. So having placed at the commons and getting rares are not a bad thing either. Another rare. Oh, wow. Wow. So we hit another one. Hit 2 of the same card with this one and then this one. So we only need 2 more and we can complete the playset. In deck building, you can include up to 4 copies of any particular card unless there's some type of restriction or ban on it. So another amazing hit for that to be our SR. As I said, I'm trying to get all of those, which if you look at the box right here, this is the person that we're trying to get. For me personally, just because of the deck I'm trying to build, that it needs 4 though. Another rare construct. Another rare. Another rare. Another rare. Which is fine. We're fine with getting all the rares. I like to get as many of those as possible so I don't have to complete playsets later. This way that I play PCGs, I would like to have all of the cards that I need to be able to deck build. So especially with a game like this where you have the freedom to include and incorporate any card from that's been released into your deck outside of the restrictions, it is very advantageous to have the cards if you want to be a competitive player. Then we're going to go here, and this is another rare. Okay, so we know this one, as I already said. We already know, because it has no border, this is going to be our box hit. Oh! Yay! Wow. Okay, so this is another good card that, if depending on what deck you're trying to build, this is a really good hit. Wow. Okay, another banger. Wow. And as I said, if you look at this card right here, I mean, just look at the way that the card is designed, the artwork, the foiling. I mean, just absolutely, just really well developed and designed card. I'm still... That first box, my heart's still racing from getting that card. Okay, and then we hit another one. Yay! So now this is the case where we're only allowed to have one of these, as I already mentioned. So this is something I would just trade away. because I already have one, I would just trade it to one of my friends or give it to them or however we work it out. Because there's going to be people that need to complete their collections out, which is why trading and collecting this card game is so fun, is because part of the fun is trading with friends and whatnot. Another rare. In all the TCGs that I've played, I've had a lot of good communities. I mean, you could talk about the Flesh and Blood community. You could talk about the One Piece or the Gundam community. But this game just has a really special community that's really close to my heart. All of the friends that I've made through this game, it just really makes this game something special for me. My hope is by doing this unboxing and maybe exposing this game to more people, it will allow there to be a gained interest, especially by foreign players that are just seeing the artwork, seeing the design of the card, and that kind of piques their interest to want to get into the game. Because as I said, you don't have to know the Thai culture or the Thai relevancy of each card to appreciate cards like this, like something that's most of us would know, because that goes to the King Arthur deck. So most of us know King Arthur, and that goes to that deck. So we go here. We got another way. So most of our hits must be in the back here, because we're still chasing 2 more of these and 1 more of these. Okay, we got another SR, and it is, okay, something really good that supports the Blue Warrior. The main theme of this set is centered around warriors. There's 3 of them. 4 in the game, but 3 in this set primarily supported. And so the 3 warriors in this set are what's primarily being kind of discovered and built, is the 3 warriors for this particular set. Our next SR. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is a good card. Really good SR to get. And as I said, just look at the design with that foiling and the way that it's outlined. So a normal Magic SR. That's played in the Valhalla deck currently. There's, as I said, Valhalla is another thing. Vikings, Valhalla, King Arthur, the Warriors. There's just so many different themes and sets that you can kind of play this particular game with. The next UR, this is the robotic deck. Wow, just absolutely love this artwork. Really love this artwork. Oh. And there's even the robotic class, which is like kind of like tanky or militarized. And every set has kind of a theme, which makes it really fun as well. When they release a new set, they offer support for their old sets while also incorporating new concepts and ideas. So every set kind of gets a theme, but then also you get support for your old sets. So I think it's a really cool idea of introducing new concepts, but then also building upon old ones. All right, so moving on to our last box. I feel like this is the one that we're going to get the PR. Let's hopefully hit it, but if not, I'm happy with just getting, this one and then this one right here. I think just these 2 alone make this experience already so special. I like to mix it up. Okay. Okay, another rare. Yay! SR. Which I think is really interesting, really cool how you have a cockroach that has a chainsaw and a mask. Kind of a interesting, kind of funny, ironic thing. Okay. Got another rare. Our next SR. Another rare. Our UR, which is, as I already mentioned, this is kind of themed around these warriors. And so the only one, this is one of the warriors, the red one. So that you have red, you have green, and you have blue. And so this is the red one. We're really hoping to hit the green warrior, but if not, it's okay. But this is the only one, so really good UR to hit if you want to build a red deck. Another rare. The next UR that we got, another one that we've already seen, but still a good hit. Especially, like I said, you see the red, how the color waves go with the red, and then you have 2 purple right here. My personal look, like I said, trying to build that green warrior. There's another rare. Another SR. So we're just now looking for our big hit. Paper rare, paper rare, paper rare. I've really enjoyed playing locals. I also appreciate that where I'm at, there's a lot of local opportunities and events to play. So I never cannot constantly meet and hang out and play with different people and at different locations. It's really awesome that I have friend groups depending on what shop I play at. I have different friend groups. Man, this thing is hidden somewhere in here. Hidden somewhere. Maybe last pack we'll find it. Okay, here it is. Okay. Oh, wow. This is a massive hit. Absolutely massive hit. This is another chase card. Really big hit. Wow. So this is, if you can look, these two are the same exact card. So you have this one and you have this one. And this is the alternate art version of this same exact card. So they do the same things. It's just this one is the chase card. Wow. Okay. So got 3 of those. Out of 3 boxes, definitely feeling strong about all 3 of these boxes. Feeling like I came out ahead. Way ahead. That's our last one. All right, so I'm going to clean this up, and then after that, I'll recap everything that we got. All right, so here we are with the recap of what we actually opened. So first, we're going to start with the SRs. Some really good hits, especially this one. Some really strong hits. Then we're going to look at our URs. No green warrior, but that's okay. We got 2 of these and we got this one. So very happy about that. And then we got these 3 right here. These are the 3 alternate arts we hit. So overall, I think really strong hits, especially with these two. Getting these two right here. Very strong, very happy to get these two. And this one as well, just not something that I'm necessarily trying to build a deck around, but these two I am. Let me know down below what your favorite hit was from these 3 boxes of BT08. And also, what your thoughts are on Battle of Talingchan if you haven't heard of it before. But that's all I got for you guys. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.